What's up, Wrestle Scope Nation? Before we dive into the most shocking return in WWE history, let me ask you something. When was the last time WWE actually surprised you? When was the last time your jaw literally hit the floor watching Monday Night Raw? Because what happened this week wasn't just a return. It wasn't just a save. It was a statement that changes everything we thought we knew about WWE in 2026. And here's what's going to make you furious. Triple H and the WWE creative team have been sitting on this nuclear bombshell for months while fans have been begging for something fresh. They let us suffer through repetitive storylines, predictable outcomes, and watered-down programming while they had this in their back pocket the entire time. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's rewind to Monday Night Raw, January 6th, 2026, the night professional wrestling changed forever. CM Punk has been on an absolute warpath since returning to WWE. The Second City Saint has been cutting promos that remind us why he's the best in the world on the mic. He's been calling out the Vision, that mysterious faction that's been tormenting the Raw roster for the past 3 months. Now, for those who haven't been paying attention, the Vision isn't your typical WWE faction. This group has been psychological warfare personified. They don't just attack people, they dissect them. They study weaknesses, they exploit fears. Led by their enigmatic leader, who we still haven't seen clearly, the Vision has taken out former world champions, ended careers, and created an atmosphere of legitimate fear on Monday nights. And CM Punk, he called them cowards. He said they were hiding behind smoke and mirrors. He dared them to face him man-to-man in the ring. Be careful what you wish for, Phil Brooks. 20 minutes into Raw, Punk's music hits. The Chicago crowd is erupting. He's got a microphone, and you can see that fire in his eyes. He marches down to the ring, and he's not wasting any time with pleasantries. "I'm tired of waiting," Punk says. "I'm tired of the mind games. Vision, whoever you are, whatever you are, get your ass out here right now." The lights flicker. Once, twice, then complete darkness. When the lights come back up, they're surrounding the ring. All of them. 6 members of the Vision, dressed in those signature black and silver tactical gear, masks covering their faces. They're on every side of the ring. Punk is trapped. And here's where it gets insane. The leader steps forward, finally revealing himself for the first time on WWE television. I won't spoil who it is here because that deserves its own video, but let's just say it's someone we thought was long gone from WWE, someone with serious history with CM Punk. The beating that followed was brutal. This wasn't a wrestling match. This was an execution. They weren't trying to pin Punk. They were trying to end him. Steel chairs, kendo sticks, a targeted assault on Punk's surgically repaired left arm. The crowd was chanting, "Someone help him," but the locker room stayed empty. That's when you realize how effective the Vision has been. Everyone is scared. The entire roster has been so psychologically tormented that nobody wanted to risk becoming the next target. Punk is bleeding. He's barely conscious. The Vision's leader is about to deliver what looked like a career-ending move when the arena explodes. I mean, the roof nearly came off the building. The commentary team is screaming. Michael Cole literally stood up from his chair. Chris Jericho, the learning tree, the demo god, the GOAT, whatever you want to call him, he's back in WWE after years away, and he's sprinting to the ring with a steel chair in hand like a man possessed. Now here's what makes this so perfect and simultaneously so infuriating. Chris Jericho in WWE in 2026 should have been a guaranteed main event storyline. This should have been promoted. This should have been built up. Instead, WWE kept it completely under wraps, which is awesome for the surprise factor, but it also means they've been holding back potentially massive ratings and attention. Are we supposed to believe Triple H didn't know WWE needed a shot in the arm? Are we supposed to think they didn't realize Raw ratings have been hovering around the same numbers for weeks? They had Chris freaking Jericho ready to return, and they sat on it. But man, what a moment. Jericho slides into the ring, chairs swinging, and the Vision scatter like they've seen a ghost. And maybe they have, because Jericho represents something they weren't prepared for. Someone from outside their calculated plans. Someone who doesn't fear them because he's been through everything in this business. The brawl that ensues is absolutely chaotic. Jericho and Punk both battered, both running on pure adrenaline, fighting back-to-back against 6 members of the Vision. The crowd is chanting, "This is awesome," so loud you can barely hear the commentary. Security finally floods the ring to separate everyone, but the damage is done. The Vision retreats through the crowd, but not before their leader locks eyes with Jericho and makes a throat-slashing gesture. This isn't over, not by a long shot.
Backstage, cameras catch up with Jericho and Punk being checked by medical staff. And this is where it gets interesting from a storytelling perspective. These two have history. Punk and Jericho had legendary feuds. They've said some brutal things about each other over the years, both in character and in real life. The wrestling world has wondered if they'd ever work together again. Punk looks at Jericho and says, "Why?" Jericho's response? Because someone had to. And because the Vision just made the biggest mistake of their lives. They gave me a reason to come back. It's not a warm reunion. There's still tension, but there's also respect and the realization that they might need each other to survive what's coming. Let's break down the implications here, Wrestle Scope Nation, because this is massive. First, Chris Jericho returning to WWE creates instant credibility for the Vision. You don't bring back one of the greatest of all time unless the threat is legitimate. This tells us Triple H is all in on this storyline. Second, the potential matches we're going to get are insane. Jericho versus the Vision's leader, Jericho and Punk as an uneasy alliance, the possibilities for WrestleMania season just expanded exponentially. Third, and this is crucial, this raises the question, who else is coming back? If WWE kept Jericho's return this secret, what other surprises are they planning? Is this the first domino in a series of shocking returns? But here's what bothers me. Why did it take this long? Why did WWE let programming feel stale when they had this capability?
How many fans stopped watching because they thought WWE was out of ideas, when clearly they were just waiting for the right moment? Social media absolutely melted down. Chris Jericho was trending #1 worldwide within minutes. Wrestling journalists were scrambling. Even non-wrestling media outlets picked up the story. TMZ, ESPN, Bleacher Report, everyone was talking about it. Former WWE superstars were tweeting their reactions. Stone Cold Steve Austin posted a GIF of him raising a beer. The Rock posted a single emoji, the GOAT. Even wrestlers from other promotions were acknowledging how significant this moment was. This is the kind of mainstream attention WWE has been craving, and they did it with one surprise return and one perfectly executed angle. Raw's general manager has already announced that next week, Jericho and Punk will address the WWE Universe together for the first time. The Vision has promised consequences, and rumors are swirling that WWE is planning something massive for the upcoming premium live event. The question isn't whether this will be good. We already know it will be. The question is, can WWE sustain this momentum? Can they continue to deliver on the promise of this incredible moment? Because history shows us that WWE is great at big moments, but sometimes struggles with the follow-through. I have faith that Triple H understands what's at stake here. This storyline done right could be talked about for years. It could be this generation's defining angle. But I'm going to be watching carefully. We all should be. So that's the story, Wrestle Scope Nation. Chris Jericho is back in WWE. CM Punk has a new ally in his war against the Vision, and Monday Night Raw just became must-see television again. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Jericho and Punk can coexist? Who do you think is the leader of the Vision? And most importantly, who else do you think might return to help them in this fight? Drop your theories in the comments below because I'm reading every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown and you want to stay updated on every twist and turn of this incredible storyline, smash that like button right now. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video when WWE inevitably drops another bombshell on us. We're going to be covering every single development of this story right here on Wrestle Scope. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know because they need to know what they missed if they weren't watching Raw. Trust me, this is going to be the storyline everyone's talking about for months. I'm your host, and this is Wrestle Scope, where we break down the biggest moments in professional wrestling. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, keep watching, because if WWE can keep a Chris Jericho return secret, who knows what else they have planned. Bang! And the Vision just got broken down.